What is up? Happy Hump Day and Happy New Year. It's about 2 weeks into 2021, and it started off pretty hot. Uh it's pretty crazy, you know? It's like you think, hey, it's a new year, everything's gonna be different. Nope. Everything is picking up exactly where 2020 left off, and that's just how the ball's rolling right on down the hill. Hopefully everything clears up, before things get any worse. But I'm hopeful. We'll see how it all goes. Uh, there's one thing that I could say that at least I'm gonna be trying to do, and that's gonna be putting out some more shows. I'm gonna try and focus more on taking the time to do this more often. And it came from when the last show that was put out, that I said that was my last show. And Beardy being Beardy, just behind the curtain, uh it's edited so you hear that in one shot, but it took me about a good minute to say Beardy being Beardy nice and clearly. So him being him. It's one of those things that we were just talking about it, and it got me thinking and got me realizing that I do love doing this, and I do enjoy it. I do like to get my voice out there and to talk, and that's a part of me that I can't really deny. I just love talking. I don't shut up, and that's probably a problem to some people, but to me, it makes me feel like I'm actually contributing something, kind of. I mean, I got a blog and everything, that is more of like a personal diary at this point, a journal. It's a journal, 'cause I'm a man. It's it's something that it's more personal for me than what it used to be. Like, it used to be food blog for everybody to check out, but now it's like more of a personal thing. And I don't really know if a lot of people read it like that, so having a podcast and a show to, like, be on a weekly basis, it's something that I know that it's actually a very good chance to get consumed out there, compared to the blog. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try and just focus on doing this. I'm gonna see what I could do as far as getting the time put into it, making a schedule and all that stuff, and just see where it goes. I mean, there was a lot of hurdles last year, a lot of things that it was hard to set time aside, partly because I didn't want to. I just wanted to let things go and let the chips fall wherever they went, and just take it day by day. But I want to try and do more for me, I guess. And I'm not going out and partying and all that stuff or whatever. So it's, when I say do things for me, it's pretty much this and playing games. That's pretty much the extent of it. And it's something that I didn't do a lot of. It's one of those things where you do things every day, and you go do your routine, and you go to bed, and you're happy with it, and that's fine. That's all well and good, but I want to feel like I'm doing something again. So I'm gonna try and do it. And this is the first episode of the first week okay, the second week of the new year, and we're gonna see how it goes, and see if it sticks to the wall this time. I know, I think I talked about it last episode, maybe. It was what, a whole year, a little bit more than a year, and I put out like 7 episodes, and that's pretty sad. So, I don't know if a lot of people will consider this, I guess, season 2 of the podcast. I don't know if that makes sense or whatever, but I'm not gonna be calling it season 2 or whatever, but it just feels like it, because it's been a long time. So anyway, this show is gonna be it's gonna be Beardy again. It's it's pretty funny. I don't know. He just, I'm leaving, I'm quitting, and here he is every week now. So he's joining me again, and we are discussing a few topics. It is parenting, mixed in with our views on what happened in the Capitol the other day, last week, I guess, in relation to when this comes out. When we recorded this, it had just happened the day before, so it was pretty fresh, and we got into the discussion of it, and this entire episode was pretty much we were just talking, catching up, and I was recording, so it just turned into an episode pretty much. And that's where it went. So we talked about that. We talked about what I say, parenting. We talked about some holiday stuff, we were just basically just shooting the shit, and that's where the good conversations come from. And if anything, if you wanna give it a listen, give it a listen. If not, it's all good. And I do want to say that I have a voicemail set up for the show, and it's still active. It is still open. It is 407-906-8255. So it's 407-906-TALK. So if you wanna give me a call, leave a voicemail, more than likely be on the show and discuss things. I will be probably tweeting out in advance what the next show will be about, so you could call in and give in your hot take on whatever we're discussing that week, or what have you. So yeah, you could just go on Twitter and follow the Talking Place, and that's gonna be where everything is updated and all that stuff. And you'll see whatever's coming up down the pipeline, what to talk about in the voicemail and all that stuff. And if you want to contribute more than just a voicemail, you could actually be on the show. It's not like a special club just for Beardy. It's an open seat that you could come over here, and you could bring your own topic, and we could talk and do whatever. So, whatever you got in mind, if you're interested in joining me, just shoot me a DM or a message, or at me, whatever, you know where to find me. It is the Talking Place on Twitter, like I said, or whatever way you want to contact me. I'm everywhere, and you should know me by now. So if you don't know where, just look at the show notes. Everything should be there for contacting. So don't be afraid. Just let me know you're interested, and we'll go from there. Have fun, all that stuff. And just to let you know, don't call me complaining about anything that me and Beardy are talking about today, because I'm not listening. Sorry. This is a very one-off political talk, and it's not really political at this point anymore. I think it's more of it's more of a view of how things went on and how things happened. And it's not about politics anymore. So we just like I said, we were just going off and talking, and yeah, that's pretty much what this episode's about. Just talking. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you back next week. And that's more for me because I hope that I actually put out another episode next week. So peace out. Have a good week and stay safe.
How old is she now?
She's about to be a year.
I was gonna say it's coming up.
Yeah.
Was it February?
Yep.
What day?
The 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah, it's freaking insane. Like how quick it's been.
Dude, February's packed with birthdays. It's both Lily and Wade's. And Lily's gonna be 7.
Oh man.
Like, we've been doing this since she was like 1.5.
So there's like, do you feel like it's going quick? Like, do you feel like, I don't know. For me, it's like, it's blink of an eye. Like, I see pictures sometimes and it's like, holy shit. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's almost hard to look at. It's like, oh man, like, it used to be so small. But really, I like them more the older they get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Wade is in this stage where it might be part quarantine, part the age. I don't know. But like, he'll just get mad and he'll start hitting us. All right, dude, you can't hit. Yes, I can. It's like, okay, let's go calm down. Let's go take a time out. And then we'll literally say like up and he'll say down. Like, no joke. Like, you can't do that. I can do that. You can do that. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the crazy defiance. Like, is that a boy thing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's
okay.
It's a boy thing. It's an age thing. And it's a whole bunch of other things too that you're not going to understand. You're not going to get it. But it's just happening and you gotta figure it out. It's a case by case basis. Like, you know, when we were, you know, raising Sebastian, when he was growing up, he was so easy, like so laid back. We would be able to sit on the couch and watch movies. He'd sit there. He'd watch movies. He'd relax. He'd, you know, do everything. And, you know, he was cool with it. He'd be able to do whatever. Lucas, it was night and day. Like, he does not want to sit down to watch anything unless he's interested in it. Like, you know, unless it's a cartoon or it's like something that he's into. He won't sit there. He'll get up and he'll want to play something. He'll want to do something. And it's just like every aspect of both of them is just complete night and day. And it's like, it's one of those things as a parent, you think, okay, I had one and this was good. This was, you know, we could manage this. We know what we're doing. Let's have another one. And then the other one comes and it's like complete polar opposite. And it's like, holy shit, what did I do?
Dude,
you know,
like that's exactly how like Lily is. She's just super chill. Like, she has more like emotional stuff. She gets afraid a lot of like anxiety kind of things. And like, I recognize that and I know how to deal with that because I have that. You know, I have irrational fears. So like, I know the things to do to get her out of that. But with Wade, like dude, I just don't know. Like, you know, we tried yelling at him. Like we have like 3 different books we're reading called like the Explosive Child, and just trying like different methods and trying not to lose your cool. And then like he'll randomly just turn around and be the sweetest kid. But like when he gets in a mood, you just can't get him out of it, and can't tell him to like, all right, go cool off, punch this pillow, do something.
Yeah. Yep. There's nothing that you could do. I mean, the best thing you could do is figure out exactly what the issue is. Like, you know, like beforehand. Like that's the easiest thing to take, because like, you know, Sebastian, even though he was super chill and he was easy to deal with stuff, like, you know, to hang with and everything like that, he has like huge anger issues like after Lucas came around, you know. And it was like, you know, very much a jealousy thing, you know, because it was him, and then the second one came and he was, you know, he wasn't alone anymore. So it's like he's got that going on, and we know that's what's bothering him most of the time. You know, we know that he feels like, you know, Lucas is, you know, the reason for, you know, us not doing something, or, you know, not being able to watch what we want to watch specifically, or, you know, to get something taken away or whatever, is because of what they were doing. You know, it's like everything. Like the most used phrase in this house that I hear is "Thanks, Lucas." Yeah. So it's like, it's just like a constant freaking battle. So, you know, you gotta know what's going to happen. You gotta know that it's going to happen, expect it, and just try to like stop it. Like if I know the baby's going to be going to sleep and I know that they've been iffy, I'll be like, Sebastian, go to your room, go play. Or I'll have Lucas go to the living room to watch YouTube, and, you know, I'll make sure that they're separate. Because if they're together, then that's like, you know, gasoline and fire hanging out, and, you know, trying to do something. So it's,
well, see, that's a little bit different for Lily and Wade. Like Lily absolutely adores Wade. She's like so concerned about him. Like she tries to parent him like we do.
Yep. Same thing.
And
Same thing.
Yeah, it's like, so why don't you do this? Why don't you try? And so we say there's the 3 Wades we get out of Lily. We have Wade, which is doting and laughing with them. They're like, Wade. It's like the warning shot, like, hey, stop what you're doing. And then Wade.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds very, very the same. You're not going through this by yourself. That's the thing that we are constantly like feeling trapped about, like, because we don't really talk like about the woes of everything a lot, you know, because when shit hits the fan, it fucking hits the fan. Like, it is bad. And it was like the other day, for example, I was at the dentist. Well, I was trying to go to the dentist. So did I ever say what happened there? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I was trying to go. Basically, my appointment got canceled. That's a whole other story. But I drove like a half hour because that's where it was. And, you know, I went and I was over there on the way back. I'm like down the road, probably like 5 minutes out. and I get a text from the wife that she's losing it and she's going crazy and they're just out of control. And like I call her and I hear the baby crying. I hear her sobbing. And I hear the other 2 in the background screaming at each other. And I'm just like, holy shit. I like it was like I was
You can also hear you can hear the dog taking a shit on the floor.
Yes. Yep. It was like it's like it would have been that meme of the guy walking into the house with the what was it, pizza boxes, and he's like all happy, and like there's a fire and like there's chaos and all that shit.
Oh yeah, everything is fine.
Yeah. So that's what it would have been like. But so I was like going crazy trying to get home, and it's like I got home and like, it was just like one of those one of those moments where freaking door opens and like everything just like stops and the kids know that they're in deep shit. And it's like they just get to this point sometimes where they're beyond control. Like they lose it, and they are complete batshit, off the walls. Nothing could be do or said to calm them or control them. And it's like there's nothing you could do, and that's what it is with two boys. Like that's what it feels like, and we feel like we're doing something wrong. We feel like it's something that we're doing, but the more we read or the more we hear, it's just the way it is. It's shit that happens, and sometimes I don't know what it is, but like sometimes it doesn't happen. Like some kids will be good, some kids will be perfect little angels, and it's like where they're like, bullshit, there's no way that's not happening.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing too. Like we don't have very many peers, or actually any that I know of, that are in the situation that we're in. The two kids, like Jesse's brother just had a baby like the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
And so like they're like the only cousins, except for like cousins of cousins. And we're not like super close with them. So we see it in like family functions. And like right before everything hit the fan, we were like lining up play dates. Like, oh yeah, this summer. Because like with like families in the neighborhood, like we see them all the time. And like one of them, they were super tight. Like the one boy was Lily's boyfriend and the younger girl was Wade's girlfriend. And like they were just enamored with each other. Like this is perfect. Like we can see their house from the swing set. Like if you go up to the swing set, you can see their house. Like perfect. Have them over. I'll put a brisket on. Just let the kids play in the swing set. Be good. Just have them interact. And then it was literally right then, and now it's like isolation again.
Yep.
So it's hard to even like have that buffer.
Yeah.
Of like, is this normal? And if you look up a problem, let's see a good way to put that. Like if you look up a nail, you're gonna find a hammer.
Yeah.
Like whether there's money to be made, you're going to find something. So of course there's all these books of here's how you do it. Here's how to control your wild ape children.
Yeah, that's the shit. It's like my cousin. Like when we first had a kid, my cousin he had his kid like maybe a year or two before, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna love parenthood. Here's this book that I read, and here's all this stuff, and you gotta like read it up on it. It's good, and it's gonna tell you all this stuff." And I put that book on my shelf and I never fucking touched it. It's like it's like it's one of those things that you see people like they always go like swear by like, oh, this book taught me this about parenting and and it's like maybe I don't know, maybe that's where we're wrong, but we never do that. Like we'll look up an article or something here and there about stuff and try and figure things out or whatever. But for the most part, it's just like, you deal with shit in the moment for you, because your kid is your kid. And, you could go read all the books you want, but that doesn't mean that your kid is going to be like the the kid that book is going to fit for, you know, because it could be totally different for the type of kid that book was written for, you know, because, you know, it's every kid is different, and you see that shit everywhere you go. You'll see kids doing whatever, you know, acting all freaking a fool, bouncing off the walls, and then you'll see a kid walking right by them, holding hands with the parent, all quiet and talking nice. And you know, it's not even about how the kid is raised either. It's just how the kid is, their personalities, the way that they react to things, how they process information. You know, it's all different. You know, there's nothing you could do about it. You just gotta roll with the punches and figure out for yourself how you're gonna be dealing with whatever stuff your kid is throwing at you.
Yeah. The only thing I ask is when you're in public and your kids are acting a fool, act as if you care. Like, if they're destroying your own home and property, fine.
Yep.
But you see the kid who's just like throwing things at Target and just like wilding it out, and the mom is like on the phone talking to someone, and it's like, okay, let's go, and they leave everything in the aisle.
Yep.
Like, dude, you're just raising another psychopath like yourself.
Yeah, that is not what I'm saying. That is a totally different freaking animal. That's beyond fucking moronic. I can't stand that shit either.
You're raising a kid who's gonna go storm the Capitol.
Oh my god, yeah. Let's bring that in. You know, that's full circle to today's news and hot topics. That's oh man. That's where no lie. Like, I could see that is exactly like a very strong connection, because
how to parent a country.
Yeah, that is the type of kid basically that you just saw on the news, like freaking doing all that shit. That's what their parents did. They didn't give a shit, and they probably let them do whatever, and that's why they are the way they are today. And that's it's just a whole bunch of, you know, fucked up either way you slice it. But you know, what are you gonna do? Can't do nothing.
Yeah, and like the thing that always gets me in all the pictures, it's not that there's the anger per se. I understand anger. It is the smugness, the shit-eating smiles, where they just, like that dude put his feet up in Nancy Pelosi's office, stole a letter, and then put a quarter down and said he paid for it, so he didn't actually steal it.
Wow.
I mean, that dude did have some cap teeth, so I'm thinking meth was in his past or his present.
Yeah.
But the smile, like, I'm doing something. That's the same thing as the kid throwing the grounds of coffee in Target. Like, what? What am I doing? Yeah. You're the wrong one, Mom.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh man. And you just got to get ready. Be ready. Okay. Just that's all I'm going to tell you. You know, it sounds like Wade is like following the path of the typical boy, and you need to prepare yourself, because it's coming, and there's nothing you could do to like stop it or anything. You know, I mean, you could try and stop it, but that'll probably cause some sort of psychological damage. Maybe.
Right.
So, you know, you just got to try and figure out the best course of action, because, you know, like I said, Sebastian, he's our oldest, and he's 10 years old, and holy shit, like going through like crap with him. It's like you think you understand things, and no, it's just, it's never ending with him. And like today, for example, you know, you would think he's 10 years old and he would understand how to behave and do the right thing, make the right choices. And you know, we're driving home, we're in the neighborhood, you know, on the way to the house, and just hear a big bang from the back of the car, and he's just like throwing himself in the trunk, just, like out of his seat in the minivan and just throwing himself around. And he was doing that.
Was he trying to be funny? Or
yeah,
was he
that's his problem. He's always trying to be funny. He's always thinking that he's cute and trying to act all like, funny and shit. And it's like always at the wrong time. Like, it's just, either it's late and we're time for bed, or we're trying to do something, or, it's like it's turned up to like 15. And it's too much all the time with him. And it got to the point because, we got home and it's like, okay, this time at night, it's a routine. If it's this time, we are getting ready for bed. We're getting situated. We're getting calm. And if we have a little bit of time, we'll sit down and watch something. If not, then we got to go to bed. And he was just like all over the place, just fucking bouncing around, crawling on the floor everywhere, like fucking around with the dog and chasing the dog around the house. So to bring it back to last episode, where Al was talking about it, I broke out the fucking melatonin bottle and I was like, okay, time to go to bed. And, it was just like, one of those nights where it was just like, holy shit. And it's almost always Wednesdays, like middle of the week, so he's like a day late. Well, actually, no, because this week for school started on Tuesday. So technically this is like Wednesday-ish for him.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense now. And also, full moons coincides with a lot of craziness too. Like that sounds very hippie, but it's something that we dread. Like, oh shit, it's a full moon. We gotta get home and get them situated early before
put them in their shackles with
yeah,
turn to werewolves.
Yes. Oh man, yeah, but yeah, it's like, there's so much that you could learn from things, but it's all about what your kid is doing and what's specific to your kid and all that stuff. So just roll with it, try and figure out like the weaknesses and try and concentrate on that and, hit him on the weak spots, the things that he likes.
Sweep the legs.
Yeah, sweep the leg before he starts, and just try and calm down situations before they get out of hand, because they're probably going to get out of hand, especially with the hitting and the screaming and the talking back and shit. That's just the beginning. So,
oh, dude, and like when he gets in his oppositional thing, like I was working today and I had just a couple minutes left and he's wilding it out, which I get. It's the end of day. It's that weird time between snack time and dinner, so he's getting a little bit hangry. Mm-hmm. And he pulled out like this Nerf gun and he's pointing at me and my laptop. I'm like, dude, do not shoot that at me. And he's like, I can do what I want. I'm going to shoot you and you're going to go away. Like,
oh, man.
Whoa. Like, all right, bud, I promise you, if you shoot me with that, it's going away and you're not going to see it. This is full warning. And this is the exact tone I was taking. Like how I'm talking to you, stern, fair, not over the top mad, but like I'm making promises. And he's like, well, Santa gave me this, so you can't take it. Mm-hmm. Like, well, actually, Santa gives the power to the parents to take away the toys. And regardless, I don't care what Santa does. I'm going to take it away if you shoot that at me. And he had that moment in a movie where he's pointing the gun at me and shaking like he wants, like in a murder movie where the good cop just found the villain and he wants to shoot him, like, yeah, and then like put it down, going against his moral compass. It's treating me like I'm the Joker. Like, I want you to hit me. Go on, hit me. Like, God. Like, dude, I'm just saying, don't shoot the Nerf gun at my laptop because I don't want to have to go to my work to get this replaced.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Just strap in, and hold on, because it sounds like you're in for it, and that's what's gonna happen. You know, it's like they get these moments where, like, the way I feel like it's some sort of like chemical reaction in their heads. Like,
yeah, it's like talking to a crazy person. There is no reasoning.
Yeah,
I even tried like leveling. Like, is something bothering you, man? Like, are you hungry? Like, do you want something? Like, what are you're holding everyone hostage here? What is the hostage taker's demands? Let's see if we can work out a deal so I can finish working real quick. And it's just, there's just no reaching him. But then there'll be other points. I like came downstairs today on a break, and he just runs around the corner like, "Hey, Dad, can I have a hug?" I'm like,
yes.
"Yeah, buddy, of course, dude. That's awesome. Got hugs for days." Even tried offering that. Like, we came up with like a secret handshake today.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Hey, how about secret handshake time?" "No, you don't do that."
Oh man.
Like, all right, man.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, especially with Sebastian, right? Like, it'll be the same shit, the same exact thing. Like, he'll be, you know, just walking around normal, no problems, right? But then a few minutes later, like, he'll just be fucking running around like crazy, like doing whatever. And it's like, he'll start taking out toys from his room and playing with toys and going crazy. And then you'll hear his brother screaming. So he's terrorizing his brother. And it's like, I get onto him. I'm like, okay, what is the problem? What are you doing? What's wrong? And he'll just sit there and look at me, and he'll be like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, what is going on with you right now? I don't know. I'm just, I don't know. And he'll just like walk away and then continue on. It's like, you know, like there's excess energy and the pot boils over and it's just getting everywhere in his head, and he just needs to like release it and go crazy, and he can't control it.
It's Hulk and Bruce Banner, except I don't know what the hell made you mad.
Yeah. And then he'll be like in his rage, like he'll be in his room and he'll come out. Like, we'll send him to his room. Go to your room, cool down, relax. Just, you know, we give him the out. We're like, just go relax. Go to your room, close the door, play a game, play music, do whatever. And he'll run in his room, slam the door, and he'll come out two minutes later, and he'll be like full, like his fishing vest that he got. And he'll be like strapped with Nerf bullets. He'll have a huge ass Nerf gun in his hand. He'll have his freaking stormtrooper helmet on. And the other hand, he'll have like something else like crazy, like a bow and arrow or like a lightsaber or something. And he'll just be like coming out, marching around the house and shit. And it's like, holy shit. Like, oh my God, there's so many times where like me and the wife, like we would alternate. Like, she'll be working, you know, so she can't deal with it. But so I'll be the one out here, like rocking back and forth in a corner. And like, I can't do nothing. I can't do it. And it's like, I lose it. But then, you know, there's other times, like I said, when I was at a dentist, I'm not here. And then what? Like, I call and the fucking chaos is going on, you know? And it sucks because you feel like you don't have any control. You feel like you can't reason with anything. And, you know, what are you going to do? Nothing, you know, because it's either deal with it and let the storm pass or beat your kids and go to jail. So it's like, you know, it's either or. Which one? I don't know.
I've always just like I've lived my life of like carrot and stick. If you do something good, here's your reward.
Yep.
Do something bad, here's a punishment. Carrot and stick. And it's like, man, he just does not abide by that. Where Lily, she gets it. It's like, hey, you can do this or do that, and every now and again she'll wild out. But maybe that'll come later as a teenager.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's the scary part, because it's like everything will be great for childhood, and then it's like you think it's over, you think it's fine, but then teenager year comes and it's like, oh shit.
With me, my folks always thought I was worse than I was. I guess I just like gave off shady vibes. Like they constantly thought I was on drugs, but I was like, no, that's just me. And like I wasn't home a lot either. I spent so much time, especially once I got a car. I would just like flop there, and maybe that's why they're like, well, he has video games here and he has music and his guitar. Like, why would he not want to be here? I'm like, well, I like hanging out with my friends. Like, so they must have thought, like, oh, must be drugs out there. That's the only reason why a teenager would leave the house. Yeah. Do you have any topics in mind for today?
I don't know. Should we keep all this talk? I mean, it's like parenting talk, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good intro. We'll just say that was a topic that was planned, and we just kind of improvs and role play about the parenting troubles.
Yeah. Parenting fun. Yeah. I love my kids, but they're psychotic sometimes, and they're what are you gonna do? You just gotta take it day by day, and it's I always feel like I need more patience, a lot of the times, but then other times it's like you just gotta curse out loud and hope that you remember to close the windows so no neighbors could hear you.
Like anyone who asks, well, what's it like to have kids? I would say it's like taking your life and throwing a grenade into it. You're going to have higher highs than you ever thought possible. Like moments that are only possible with having kids. Like, again, rounding the corner today, Daddy, can I have a hug? Oh, no, nothing makes me happier than that. But then the same thing in the same day, just wilding out like
the Nerf gun.
I'm like, yeah, like almost getting into a screaming match with a 4-year-old. Like that's some real garbage behavior.
Yeah.
And then like, the worry and the sickness and all that, like it just takes your life and just moves it into equal and opposite reactions. Like you have way better moments and then such worse moments. And so it's like, look, if you just want to stay in the middle, then you probably should. But if you want to have a little bit of variety, if you want peaks and valleys, kids. If you want some flat plains, no kids. It's known quantity versus risk reward.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a crapshoot every day. Like, is it going to be a good day, or am I going to be, crying in the car because I can't control anything kind of day? Yeah. Which one is it?
Speaking of the household, when do you take down your Christmas lights? Are they already down?
Everything in the house is down as of today.
Is that purposeful? Because for Three Kings Day, or
yeah, I do it for Three Kings. Three Kings. That is that's why I leave everything up. Like the wife, before she got with me, she was always the type to take everything down after Christmas or after New Year's, like right after New Year's or whatever. But I was always in the mindset of waiting till Three Kings. And she used to think it's because I was lazy and I was just trying to prolong not doing anything. But it was, it's Three Kings Day. So it's part of the festiveness, the holiday.
Was your family
spirit.
Catholic?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's same, and that's what my folks always went by. He's like, no, you have until Three Kings. And it was to the point where like my dad would be out there either taking it down or would refuse to light it on the 7th. 6th, you're okay.
Yeah.
7th, do not. And this is actually the first year as we talk, it's the 7th, where I said, you know what? F it. And I turned the light back on, but I'm going to take them down, probably start taking the outside stuff down tomorrow. And then by the end of the weekend, it'll all be gone. But then we're going to put up the Valentine's Day decorations.
So you got like all these giant inflatable hearts to put in your yard? Is that what you're going to do? Or
we went giant inflatable. I'm like, well, easy. Oh, where's he going with this?
That was pre-kids Valentine's decorations.
Yeah. No, you've seen I have those like 3 shelves in the kitchen. We have
3 seashells. In the bathroom, three seashells. Like what?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
The poop shelves. Yeah, we just put hearts on it. Shelves.
Oh, shelves. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with you now.
And so we decorate those, and so we have. Target has this series of birds that are really super cute.
The birds, I know the birds.
Yeah, like they're all dressed up. I'm like,
Yes.
Look at you, fancy bird.
Yes. Every time we're in Target, like, well, now it's like few and far between, but whenever we're in Target, like, and I would see one of the birds, like, it's always random. It's like somebody picked it up to buy it and just put it down somewhere. So whenever I see one, I feel like it's like an Easter egg, like, you know, in a game where you're like in this random room in some house and like you see something on the table that is like referencing something. Like that's how I feel with these birds. Like I know that they exist and I know that they're a thing that people collect because they come out like every holiday with like a different dressed bird. So, you know, I know for a fact that there is a lot of people listening that have absolutely no idea about these birds. So I'm explaining like what it is.
I will take pictures and put them in the Discord. And like, oh, those birds. Like once you see them, like it's a very particular look, you'll know what we're talking about. And we have the Halloween, we have some fall birds, then we have the Christmas birds, and then the Valentine's Day. The ones that I thought were out but we didn't get last year because everything were the St. Patrick's Day birds. I'm not sure if they have those. So hopefully they do, and we will definitely get them. So, yeah, we have a couple of the birds on one shelf, and then I got this like mailbox that I put some fake petals in and some like Valentine's Day cards sticking out. So it's kind of fancy. And then a jar with those chalky hearts.
I
so 1, 2, 3. This simple, and then we do the table runner with like a big, it's like a neon heart, and then Valentine's candies around them.
Nice. Yeah, we were debating what we were doing because you know we had the tree, we had two trees in the house, right? We had the real tree, which is usually like our primary tree that we do in the front room. In the living room we have like a skinnier kind of smaller pre-lit tree that we just had for like, you know, our decorative purposes to enjoy a tree while we watch TV and stuff. That one was our main tree this year. And because you know, my whole mindset this year was just like enjoying everything and not like stressing stuff, even though like that went out the fucking window when we were cooking for Christmas and all that shit. So so we like, usually our mindset with trees was going out and finding like the absolute most perfect tree, like big and tall and full and you know, just like, you know, a great looking tree that we could decorate and you know, be like amazing to look at and stuff. But it's like my mindset was like, look, I just want a tree, and you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just happy to be here to have a tree, you know. And my wife, she was in the same mindset because when everything was going on, you know, it was in her mind, like it was one of those things that went through her head at that time, like, you know, the whole holiday season and everything like that. Like it was one of those things, like the whole tree thing, it was in her head, like, you know, that she's gonna have to do that on her own one coming year or whatever. And you know, she was like thinking to herself that she's not even gonna deal with this, she's not gonna do no tree, and she doesn't want to do that and everything. So she was like happy the same reason as me, you know, just to be able to go out and enjoy getting a tree and everything. So we went to, like, usually we skip around everywhere trying to find all the perfect tree and shit. And, you know, we just went to Lowe's and looked around, and they were freaking empty as hell. Like they were cleaned out. and this was what Black Friday? Yeah, that's the day that we usually get our tree, the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So we usually get the tree Black Friday and put it up. And then, you know, I guess everybody else went before that because, you know, this year, very different with COVID. So everybody was trying to celebrate a lot earlier. So, you know, they were like, no, we've been cleaned out like a lot. Like we had this place full like a few times, and they got cleaned out. And you know, usually there's a whole bunch to pick from. So it was slim pickings, and we were there like looking around, and we found one that was like nowhere near what we usually have. And I was like, you know what? This one's fine. I like it. And we took it and we brought it home, and the wife hated it. And she was like, this is like the worst tree we've ever gotten. And I'm like, you know what? It's our tree and I fucking love it. That's what we're keeping. So we just decorated it, you know, whatever, with our secondary set of ornaments and stuff. And we made the pre-lit one our main tree, and it was a lot nicer to look at. It was nice having it here because we have the fireplace in the living room and everything, you know. So we were, you know, really dolling it up and making it all nice and Christmassy in here. And when everything was over for the holidays, we took out the real tree. That was the first thing to go. and then, you know, took all the decorations out from inside the house, and the only thing left was the pre-lit tree. That it just had the pre-lit lights on there. All the decorations were off, the ornaments and stuff. And then, you know, I was waiting for Three Kings to pass, and I took it out today. And, you know, we were trying to decide what we're doing because we really like decorating the fireplace and all that and everything. So we were like trying to figure out what decorations we would put for Valentine's Day, what we would put for, you know, whatever following holidays, you know. And I was like joking, I was like, I'll leave the fucking tree up, and you know, we'll put like, you know, paper hearts on it or something. And, you know, and
I had a friend at work who did that.
Yeah, you know, there's
actually,
all sorts
it looked
of
nice.
trees.
And
yeah.
The one thing that she did is she got like red lights, like red or like red and pink.
Yes.
It was very cute.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to her, because I know that there's pre-lit trees that you could change the colors of the lights.
Oh.
So I was thinking, I was like, that would have been awesome, because you could program it to like have pink and purple lights on Valentine's Day, green ones on St. Patrick's Day, and you'll have a fucking tree up all year, you know.
See, now I will never get another pre-lit tree.
Oh,
I've had two where like the section goes out, got the finder,
yep.
the everything, it just
Yep.
It doesn't look right. So it happened again like this year. We have two trees, one in our bedroom, which is like a 4-footer, and then our main one. And the 4-footer went out. So this year I just snipped everything, all the wires.
Yeah.
And because really all they do is they just kind of zip tie it. like regular lights on there, and then just bought another pack of lights the old school way. And if you look, there's some really good videos out there that show you how to light a Christmas tree that's not pre-lit. Like, it's not the conventional wisdom is just to wrap it, but you don't do that. You take it and you take like a bundle and you shove it into the tree and you kind of pull some out, and then you go to the other side and you shove some in there, and that's how it looks with like a pre-lit tree.
Yeah.
It gives it like more depth and everything instead of just wrapping the tree.
Yeah, I always try and wrap and like a few layers. Like that first wrapped layer is always like shoving it in, like so it's inside the tree. And you know, that's the way I've been doing it with the real ones. And sometimes it scares me because it's like so many freaking lights that I put in there, and it's like if the tree dries out, that's it. And and it's like I try not to go overboard, even though I really want to. And you know, with the pre-lit one, it's like we haven't done anything but the pre-lit lights. So luckily, the one that we have, it's like 2 years old now, and it's been good. It's like, you know, it's crazy tall for our vaulted ceiling in here in the living room, and it still has all the lights on. It's the one that replaced. We lost the middle section for some reason, so it's like we've been through that too with losing the lights on the freaking tree.
It's been nuts.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, same thing with me. Just outside lights this weekend, probably it. And yeah, so before we get started,
hold on, let me crack a limoncello. Which, by the way, ooh, you hear that? Ooh. Do you like LaCroix?
I never had one.
Okay, so you're probably gonna hate it the first time you try it, because even though everyone tells you it's not soda,
Yeah.
Your brain is still like fizzy, can,
Yep.
non-alcoholic. It's gonna taste like soda because it has flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take a couple goes. I have found the best one in the world. Anyone who enjoys LaCroix, the limoncello flavor is outstanding. It is the absolute best. And then what I do is every week I squeeze like 2 bags of limes and a bag of lemons, because ever since I got my kidney stone, I'm super afraid of getting it again.
Yeah.
So like that's supposed to help you not get kidney stones. So fingers crossed, knock on wood. I know I just cursed myself. But you put a little splash of the fresh juice in there. Dude, the best. It's the most refreshing beverage, and especially like if I'm doing a bunch of talking.
Yeah.
Say, talking to my buddy Los, keeps that whistle wet.
So I feel like I like just thinking about it, like I feel like I know already what it tastes like. Like is it basically just like a flavored carbonated water? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, have you had club soda?
Yeah.
So I think the best way I saw LaCroix, someone mentioned it, was basically LaCroix is a club soda that sat next to a bag of lemons. It's a very hint of flavor, but once you get into it, it's really, really good, especially with the little splash of the fresh juice, like the coconut. Am I in the tropics right now? I couldn't possibly be in Illinois. I must be on the beach reading a book, wearing too much sunscreen.
I could imagine you like opening up a bottle of sunscreen to just whiff with your coconut LaCroix. It's something that you could probably do. I don't know.
It's my special little treat, especially since, last time we talked, not drinking the week before, or the week of like Christmas, New Year's, I would have like an old fashioned at night.
Mhm.
So now it's like it fills that cocktail void.
Yeah.
It's like I will have 3 LaCroix every single night.
Yeah, we're always looking for some sort of replacement for soda. Like I'm okay with no soda. Like I'm really totally fine never having it. But
Mm-hmm.
the wife, she feels like she needs it from time to time. Like she cut back a lot compared to what she used to drink. But now it's like, you know, if she feels like a headache coming on or something like that, like the caffeine helps her. And like sometimes she says that she just needs something carbonated, you know? So it's one of those things like that probably would help cut out the soda. I hate soda. Like I feel like that's like the root of a lot of problems for you know, for multiple things.
Yeah, like I'd much rather have a LaCroix than a diet soda. Like if
Yeah.
I'm going to have a soda, I'm going to have like the full real sugar Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
which it's been years because now I have LaCroix. I'm like, well,
Uh-huh.
I'll just have that. But I will occasionally, uh, I will have some diet sodas that are okay, like the Mountain Dew Zero. Like every now and again, I'm like, I feel like being white trash right now. Let me get myself some Mountain Dew. Go storm the Capitol. This insurrection is brought to you by Mountain Dew.
You know, it's one of those things like yesterday. To put this in perspective, that whole entire shit show that happened yesterday, as of this recording. Yesterday yesterday evening, you know, getting the kids into bed and everything, and like getting situated for the night. I posted a picture of my fireplace on Instagram, and I just like afterwards I had this guilt. Everybody on social media going crazy and like just straight up appalled and, you know, like maddened and hurt and all that stuff from what's going on in DC. And I'm Instagramming a picture of my fucking fireplace and
Dude,
talking
it's
about
total
how comfy
saturation
it
point.
looks.
Everything that could be
And
said was said. I'm not
yeah,
going to add to the conversation.
yeah, that's the thing, you know. Then it's like I felt guilty for like just like not going the same route as everybody, and like just going on with my fucking life, and like you
I should
know,
have posted about how good LaCroix is. Hey guys, you know, it'll take you away from sedition and the collapse of our very fabric of society and all the values we hold dear. Try a coconut LaCroix with a splash of lemon and lime juice. You'll thank me later.
nothing dulls the sharp edge of revolution like a crisp LaCroix. But yeah, you know, like like I said, I just felt guilty, and I felt like I was already like priming replies. Like nobody's gonna come at me with that. Nobody's gonna like, you know, say anything about it. Like, but I just felt like, you know, somebody was gonna say something. Like, how you gonna post it? Well, like, you know, do you want me to fucking get in my Iron Man suit and fly to DC and stop the fucking rioters and shit? Like, there's nothing I could do. I can't do anything from here.
There was like 2 things. I did one retweet from the congressman Adam. I can't remember. Damn it, Kessinger or
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
because he's from my hometown. Like if you look at his Twitter bio, that's where I grew up, and he's Republican, but he's been down with calling off all of this from the beginning. Like, so I give more credence to that, where it's a lot easier for a Democrat to say, yes, I'm opposed to this, and that's not right. But for those that actually went against the party lines, it takes courage. So again, it's carrot and stick. We're not going to agree on a lot of stuff, But guess what? You did something good. I'm going to encourage that behavior. Thank you for being intellectually honest. And then there's this one of like everyone's talking about like the Viking guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so what a lot of the trolls out there were saying that he was a secret Antifa member, and they're showing a picture of him at the Capitol, and then next to a picture of him at a Black Lives Matter rally. What they didn't show was a full picture of him at the Black Lives Matter rally with the sign that he's holding says Q sent me. And then there's already, like, even before yesterday, there was already a write about him about how he, you know, he's a huge Trump supporter. He's part of QAnon. He's part of this, part of that. And so this one person that I saw, like, they're trying to make a snide remark of, you know, oh, whose side are you on, or this or that, like, and saying this proves it. I was like, well, no, it doesn't. And I don't engage with randoms often, but I was feeling cheeky. I had too many LaCroix. And so I just posted that. And then, of course, there's no response. And then, like, I wasn't ready to get into it. I was just going to do a one and done. And I'm just like, all right, well, the proof is there, whatever. And then I went back later, like, let me look at this guy's feed. Didn't appear to be a bot, because not a bunch of zeros. Been on Twitter since 2013. And then look, and he had posted that on other people's comments. Even after, I'm like, here is the proof. Here's an interview with him talking. Saying what he believes from a year ago. Here's a picture of him at the rally that you posted showing the full picture. Like, literally, we're not seeing the full picture. Yes, here is the full picture. We are seeing it now. And then just continues to ignore it.
Oh, good.
And that guy throws the coffee grounds at Target.
Yeah. I mean, since yesterday, there's a whole bunch of those coffee throwers. There's so many everywhere. And, you know, like I said, there's nothing much that we could do from home. It's just, you know, from a civilian standpoint, that you're here, you're, you know, watching it unfold. You're just disgusted, you know, and there's nothing you could do but go on social media and talk about it and complain and bitch and curse out and be angry. And I felt like doing that too. Like last night, I was just like, you know, I was detoxing. I guess, is that a word? I was decompressing. There you go.
Detoxing. I had my Suboxone, and, you know, the shakes had stopped. So I decided to hop on Twitter. No, like, because we haven't had the news on during all this. Because early on, like, my standard thing when I'm working at home is I would have, like, WGN News, which are local news here in Chicago. Fantastic. They're actually super funny, and it's not that, like, oh, take it away, Kathy. That seems like too many bananas. Like, all those weird, like, they're generally funny people, but they also give a lot of good information. And, like, they're very even-handed about everything. So that's why I always watch them, because they do, like, funny segments and skits, and they have a St. Patrick's Day party every year at the place that me and Jess got married. So, like, they're cool. So I watched them, but once all the news started going south, I'm like, Lily said, can we not watch the news? Because I was still in I'm at home working alone on my work from home day mode. It's like, probably a good point. So we haven't watched the news since.
Yeah.
So what I've gotten to the habit to is, like, if I know something's coming up, I'll go to Twitter and just kind of follow along. And then it was noon, and I knew they're going to start. I'm like, let me see what happens if there's any kind of drama. I was not expecting that level of drama. I was saying, like, okay, oh, that's a lot of people. Oh, there some riots, some a little bit of back and forth between the cops and the protesters, which at that time, protesters, not yet terrorists.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, like, oh, they're trying to breach the Capitol. I'm like, nah, maybe someone's being a little bit hyperbolic here. Okay, this is America. That doesn't happen. That happens in third world countries. We are a solid nation despite everything else going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, they've breached the Capitol. Like, holy. So, and just kept on getting like crazier and
Yes.
crazier and crazier. I'm just like scrolling. Like, okay, not a lot of work is getting done today.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's basically how it was too for me. For me, I was here. I was with the baby. You know, she's, you know, we've hit
Shocked at one moment you throw the baby. What? Not come back. I got you laid on the couch.
The kids, they were in school, and wait, were they in school? I think they were in school. Yeah, they were doing school. And so,
are they in school?
No,
I didn't know that.
By school I mean the fucking dining room. They were there on the fucking computer, okay? And
they were doing school.
Yeah, they were doing school. And whatchamacallit, like this past week, since they started going back to school, they've been like surprisingly manageable. So I've been like sitting on the floor with the baby, letting her play, you know, with the toys and everything, and you know, like here interacting with her, and I've been turning on Miles to try and, like, you know, swing around the city and do a mission here or whatever I could do. And I'm there just like doing that, and you know, everything's going normal, and then I get a text from my local news, and it says something about something starting, whatever was starting, you know. So at that time the wife was sitting here, and I'm like, oh, shit's starting over there in DC now because of this. And then she's like, oh, that's great. And then we just carry on with whatever we're doing. And then she goes back to work, and then she texts me like 15 minutes later, and she's like, so they're starting to do more like, you know, stronger protests now, or you know, they're just trying to march or whatever. And I'm just there, like, you know, swinging around New York, doing whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And then I get another text from the news. The National Guard has been called. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on now? And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll put the old PS5 into rest mode and go turn on the news. And then sure enough, like, holy shit, what the hell? And then the kids get up and they're like, what's going on? What's happening? So it was like one of those things, like we just started watching it, and you know, and I was like texting the wife, I was like, should they be watching it? Should I be changing the channel? And she was like, well, you know, this is kind of like historic, you know, so it should be something that they probably watch. Okay.
It was, yeah, that was definitely a question that was had.
Yeah.
But like Lily's so sensitive, and and we've kept her away from almost everything. Like, she knows about like coronavirus, and she knows, you know, it's bad. You don't want to get it, and that's really where we try to keep it at. And that's because there has been an explanation of, well, why am I at school at my home? Why haven't I seen my grandparents?
Yeah.
Like, so there has to be like, hey, there's a really bad bug out there. And so, like, we keep her abreast of, like, the good news. We're like, hey, Lily, there's a vaccine now. And, like, what that means, like, eventually, like, pretty soon, Nana and Papa, they're going to be able to get it. And then after that, we can see them soon. And it's like, we've told them a proper time frame. Like, you know, their birthday's in February. So it'll probably be, you know, a month or so after your birthday. Because both my folks in Illinois, they just dropped it to 65 and older, and they are both 65 and older, so they're in the next group. Like, they're on deck.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, probably soonish we can see them and be relatively safe. And so it was one of those things, like, trying to look at this, and she has no idea what's going on. Like, and during the election, she was aware of it, and she was saying like, "Oh, who do you want to win? Who do you?" I'm like, "Well, we have this belief, and other people think this," and we would put it back on her like, "Who do you think?" And she's like, "Well, I think I want Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris would be the first woman vice president." Like, okay, well, that's your opinion, but if you think otherwise, that's okay too. You don't have to think like mommy and daddy do. And we've always kind of tried to reinforce that bit of it because I don't want her just parroting things, and because that's what leads to this is people who just parrot what they hear without thinking about it first.
Yeah. It sounds like you're better than me because we've had some conversations.
Wait, okay, here's the thing though. Like, you're really in the thick of it. You're in like Trump country.
Oh yeah.
Like, I got neighbors who had Trump flags. I still do the neighborly thing, wave when you see him driving that road, whatever. And I had a Biden sign out front around like the week before the election, not the whole time. They had theirs up since like last June. I just put mine up, and that was like last like 2019. They had theirs up. I was like, okay, you have yours, you have your opinion. Here's my opinion, just so you know where we stand. And we still do the neighborly thing. We wave.
Yeah.
I imagine things in Florida, there might go a little bit different.
Oh no, it's a little rough down here, depending where you go. Because even here in my community, we have, Trump supporters where, they like, all right, for example,
different like supporter,
like,
and like cult member.
Yeah. Trump. Like, there's Trump loyalists, and then there's like Trump, supporters, I guess. Like there's a big difference. There's a big difference. You're right. Yeah.
My buddy is very conservative, very right wing, and he voted for Trump for exactly what happened. He's like, hello, a lot of the Supreme Court justices are getting older, and I don't want a more liberal person on the Supreme Court, so I'm going to vote for Trump. It's hard to argue with that. Now, granted, my buddy's also the biggest asshole in the world, but he owns it, and we're friends, and I'll call him on it all the time. Like, you're just a straight douche right now. But that's what friends do. Like, you can have friends of different opinions.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, where you see videos of attacks and assaults for their beliefs, that's way too far.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's it's one of those things where you just, at this point now, there's no line in the sand when it comes to people who follow Trump or voted for Trump. There's no, like, the whole benefit of the doubt is out the window. Like, if you're standing here and you're still supporting him, there is a very, very good chance that I just don't even want to fucking look at you. Like, I think it was Captain Mike. He stated something, and it's like 100% agree. Just, this is this is the point now where shit has gone down to the point where if you see everything going on and you understand and you process everything that's happening, and you still sit there and you still say that, it's okay, and that, he's still the president, and that you're still following him, you still, no, there is no right to any of this wrong.
Because there's no table to come to anymore.
Yeah.
They stole it when they breached the Capitol. The table's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. And
like, I'm very even, both sides. Well, what do you believe? Let me think. Let me hear about that. Let me check my own honesty with my brain and see if I can calculate that and see where you're coming from, at least. And there's so much evidence now that I can't. You just have to stop. Like there's that clip of John McCain when he was running against Obama, and the woman came up and said, basically, well, how can you trust him because he's a Muslim? And John McCain was like, no, he's not. And just like, he's not. And System said, no, he's not. And then just continued on. Like that's what needs to happen at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
And we were at that point quite some time ago. And these individuals continue to be placated and entertain crazy thoughts like, well, let's take a thought here. Let's see what they have to say. The raving lunatic on the corner who shit his pants and is vomiting and yelling that he thinks he's the new Lord and Savior, we don't have to give him room at this table. You are too far gone.
Yeah, it's like I don't want this. Like it's already far too deep into a conversation that I didn't want to be having. Like I didn't want to bring this into.
How do you not though? I mean,
yeah, it's like it's one of those things. Like you just there is no way to avoid it. Like there's so much going on right now.
Yesterday,
and it happened yesterday, and it's like there's so much anger right now from me that I'm trying to just like push to the side because, like I said, there's nothing I could do. There's nothing that I'm gonna be. I don't have a fucking direct line to DC to make any decisions or anything. But it's like he should not be president right now. He should have been impeached today at the latest. And there's a lot of shit that went on yesterday that no way in hell would it have happened if the tables were reversed. If there was a BLM march and that all happened and it was, BLM protesters doing that instead, we would be living in a different country right now. Like it would be totally and completely like different everywhere, like probably forever if that would have happened. But no, it's very, very apparent what went on there yesterday, like, and how it was handled, and how, like, everybody just basically walked away from it. Like, there was a few people who lost their lives.
And the cops literally let them in. And that is without hyperbole. There's another video that I saw today.
Yeah. I just shared that too. I shared that video in the Bad Father Figures chat Discord.
Yeah, so everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And again, you can look at the video yourself, make your own opinion, but I don't know how you come to any other conclusion once you see that they had breached the gates and all the protesters are, at that time, protesters, now terrorists, they're starting to rush in. You see the cop come out, and instead of trying to push them back and waving them away, he does a universal sign for come on in, come on in, like both hands waving them in, like plenty of historical artifacts for all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
like
it was
that's the problem.
It's a shit show, and there's no easy way to slice it. There's no way to slice it to make it look like it's anything other than what it was. There's no way to sugarcoat it. There's no way to put on the news and have your kids watch it and spin any sort of positiveness from it, or whatever. It's just a whole big shit show. And
cops taking selfies.
Yeah,
they were videos of that, like taking selfies, taking videos. It is so beyond the pale. That would never happen. Like, think how bad it would be if you saw a cop taking a picture with a looter at a Walmart this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Except now they're at the Capitol of the United States of America, and they're and they're terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. There is no comparison.
Nope. And yet there's plenty of people like I don't know.
Who think that there is?
Yeah,
They think there's a comparison, and like, well, they did this and you did that. This is not the same. Do you understand why they were protesting this summer? Do you understand what these people are doing now? They're not protesting.
Yeah. And I don't know. And it's like I see these videos and I swear, like, all those people that were there, it's like copy and pasted from the same person. It's like they're all the same people, but just like different skins, you know? Like they're all the same voice, same tone, same.
It's like a bad
thing.
NPC generator in a video game.
That's
like in GTA, we were driving by and see the same car over and over again. Like, this programming could be better.
Yes.
It's the same dude. I told just like offhandedly, we were watching the news once the kids went to bed. I went, Jesus, not a looker among them.
Yeah.
The ugliest humans inside and out you'll ever see in your entire life.
The greatest thing I saw though was the Animaniacs thing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was.
And did you see? She was not actually maced.
Oh yeah, the onion. She had an onion in her fucking hand. And then I read something like what I don't know. I don't know how it works. I've never been in a situation where I had to be maced, so I haven't had to look up how to counter it or whatever. But I don't think using an onion would help in countering the effects of mace. I don't think that's right. Does that make sense?
Oh, either way, it doesn't matter. So
yeah,
she's either an asshole for rubbing an onion in her eyes and pretending she got maced, or she's an asshole for being mad that a cop maced her for trying to breach the Capitol.
Yeah. Yep. But it's a revolution. That's what she said.
Yeah, so. But it's I thought revolutions were peaceful. Like,
oh man,
stupid or liar?
All right,
stupid or liar?
Okay, all right. So I think we hit enough on the horse. I mean, at one point I turned it off. I turned off the news yesterday. It was for a few reasons. But the main reason that I turned it off, it wasn't to shield the innocence of my children. It was because I just got an OLED TV and I didn't want the CNN banner to burn in on the TV. So, and I have confidence that it won't burn in, but you never know. I might have the luck that that the 2 hours of CNN that I watch would be enough, even though there's so many tests for the TV that that they play for days and days straight and it doesn't burn in. But it's me. So
every game that you would play would look like it's breaking news.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Breaking news in Valhalla.
Capital sieged.
Actually, that CNN banner would actually look pretty decent in Miles.
Yeah. J. Jonah Jameson getting his way. So thank you very much, Beardy, for joining me. I appreciate it. Did you have anything else to say to close out for the craziness that happened yesterday?
Wait and see. I just saw a notification he had some other speech that apparently was in the right direction, hopefully. So I'm going to go listen to that and go to bed. Yeah, healthy habits, guys. Healthy habits.
Yes. Yep. Just stay away from crazy people and just hope for the best and hope everything goes smooth and it's a crazy world out there. I don't know what else to say.
Then don't say it.
Yeah. So peace out. Stay safe.
Good night.
Good night.